What went wrong in Philly? A lot when it comes to the offense.
You are Locked On Lions, your daily Detroit Lions podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome in. Late night edition on a Sunday evening. Locked On Lions, Locked On Podcast Network, the number one sports podcast network. Matt Dery with you on this is Sunday evening following a Lions 16-9 loss to the Philadelphia Eagles at the Link in Philly. Eagles defense is just balling out right now, and the Lions offense back on the struggle bus again. 16-9 the final. We will break it all down. We'll hand out some game balls. We'll talk about the defense. They're doing their job. Dan Campbell tonight going full on Dan Campbell. None of it worked. Jared Goff was awful. The O-line was brutal. The special teams sucks. All of that right here on a Sunday evening edition of Locked On Lions. Thanks for making us your first listen, checking us out wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you to our everyday listeners that are out there. We call them our everydayers, whether you're watching on our Locked On Lions YouTube channel or listening again on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get us. Appreciate all of you. Those of you driving into work on a Monday morning and listening then, please be safe. Sky's not falling. I'm going to say it again. Sky is not falling. A lot of football left to be played. We have talked about this ad nauseum that this team was not going to win 15 games like they did last year. We knew the schedule was going to be brutal. And tonight they played the Super Bowl champs on the road in their place, Sunday Night Football, and was right there again. But the offense was atrocious. Jared Goff, who leads the NFL in completion percentage, over 70% complete throughout the season, had his lowest of his career tonight, completing just 38% of his passes. It's the lowest completion percentage that a Lions quarterback has had attempting 37 or more passes since Rusty Hilger in 1988. That from our crack research staff. And then at the end of the game, when the Lions thought they got a third down stop and maybe getting the football back down 7, not that they would have scored and not that the officiating had anything to do with tonight, they call Rocky Yassin for pass interference on A.J. Brown. It was an absolute joke of a call. Joke. It was some hand fighting. That was it. It was that kind of night for Detroit in Philly. They are now in second place, I should say third place in the division at 6-4. They are on the outside looking in on the playoffs, but hold on. 7 games left, 4 of those 7 at home. They are going to win next week. All right, they're playing the Giants at home. They are going to win next week. Remember when I told you after the Vikings loss, they're going to win in D.C., and they did. I'm telling you right now on Sunday night, 1 week from today, they are going to win next week against the football Giants. But the one they're going to have to get, and it's almost a must-win, is Thanksgiving Day against Green Bay. They're going to have to win that game. But 6-4 right now, offensive struggles. We'll get into all of it. We'll talk about Dan Campbell, and everything else. But let's start with this, all right? First of all, Philly's damn good. Their defense held the Packers to 7 points Monday night at Lambeau. We knew coming in, we talked about it all week, this was going to be tough. Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Ajobo, those big guys in the middle. Then you look at Jalen Phillips is schooling Taylor Decker all night. Jalix Hunt is going around Penei Sewell. Tate Ratledge tonight was terrible. And I know he got hurt. He was terrible at right guard. And Jared Goff was pressured all night. Philadelphia's a back end with Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean at an interception. They're good. Reminds me of the old Steve Fisher line. They're good. They're good. They are good. And the Lions offense was stuck in the mud tonight. But the big key tonight for Detroit on third downs, where Detroit has not been good the last month, plus 3 for 13 on third down. But then the big one, Dan deciding to roll the dice a lot. Dan, And Dan Campbell's offense goes 0 for 5 on 4th down. So the money downs, 3rd and 4th. The Lions go 3 for 18. It's not going to get it done. That is not going to get it done. And you want to argue about, well, Dan should have kicked the field goal here. And that's not what he does. That's not what he does. Should he have taken points at some points of it? Like, here's the argument on the one that they were down 13-6, 4th and goal at the 5 or 6. Goff gets pressured and overshoots Amon-Ra St. Brown, which was a broken record all night. I've never seen a game in the 4 years together that they've played where St. Brown and Goff were this off. And Goff was bad tonight. Like, bad. Like, take the gloves off, Jared. Stop, please. He wore this white glove. Looked like Michael Jackson. 14 out of 37 for 255, a passer rating of 60.1. And what's so disappointing is the defense played so well. The defense was phenomenal. They stopped the tush push like numerous times. They held the Eagles to 16 points. But this offense was buns. My God, it was bad. And Goff was just awful. But the O-line didn't help him. None of them. But the 13-6, and you're like, all right, probably should have taken the points there. I got news for you. Goff had Brock Wright wide open for a touchdown. Walk-in touchdown along the right side. Walk-in. Go back and watch. He had St. Brown deep in the back of the end zone. That's where he went with the ball. He had Brock Wright at the 1-yard line heading toward the right pylon. It would have been 6. So you could sit here and say, well, they should have taken the points. It would have been 13-9. I get all that. Dan Campbell made his share of mistakes tonight. Okay, he did. What was the end of the half? Philly's got the ball. They're going in to score. You knew they were going to score. Take some timeouts. That way, when they score, you get some time on the clock. Lions got the ball back with like 12 seconds left and took a knee. And Dan went into halftime with 3 timeouts in his back pocket. That was like some Matty P BS. What are you, saving the timeouts for later? You can't. Come on, dude. Not his best night. With that being said, with all the decisions that he was making, I guess you had to take into consideration the weather. It was cold and windy. NBC showed Jake the Make Elliott and Jake Bates both attempting kicks during warmups, and the ball was just fluttering everywhere. Now, it turns out during the game, both guys did okay. Bates, I know, missed an extra point, which we will discuss. And no, I'm not going to pile on Jameson Williams for 20 minutes. He knows what he did. So stupid. Just a stupid decision. But he knows. I saw him on the bench. He said, my bad. He knows. Not defending it. It was dumb. It cost him a point. But in the grand scheme of things, you can't score 9 points, or if J-Mo doesn't hump the upright or the stanchion, 10 points and win. You've got to score more. And tonight was gross. How many? I want to look this up. Amon-Ra St. Brown tonight was targeted 12 times. 12. He had 2 catches for 42 yards. That cannot happen. They just were not on the same page. There were balls behind him, below him, in front of him. There were some he dropped. J-Mo had a big drop tonight. The one guy that showed up tonight was Jameer Gibbs. Phenomenal. David Montgomery averaged 4.5 a carry, only had 6 carries tonight. And look, I understand the Eagles front is ferocious and you don't want to run right into them. But can we try Montgomery a little bit more? Not good. Like I said, 3 in a row at home coming up. Giants, Packers on Thanksgiving, Dallas on that following Thursday. The Giants and Dallas stink. Those aren't good teams. And if you can win on Thanksgiving, this team can go on a 3-game bender, get to 9-4, and then go out and play Padford, and the Rams. St. Louis. LA's good. Rams are damn good. They're a very good team. But you got 3 home games in a row here, 2 very winnable with Giants and Cowboys. And then Thanksgiving Day is going to be a huge game against Green Bay, and the Packers are not playing well, and they are banged up. Tucker Kraft's out for the year. Josh Jacobs got hurt today. Nate Hobbs has been out. They struggled with the Giants today. Giants, with Jameis Winston playing, that's correct, nearly stole one today in the swamps of New Jersey. All right, how bad was it for Jared Goff and Dan Campbell? We will discuss. We got to get into Kelvin Sheppard's defense. That's a Shep that everybody likes. Kelvin Sheppard, he is doing the job. I'm going to tell you something about his defense. We'll do that coming up next. Post-game edition, Sunday night edition, Lions lose 16-9 in Philadelphia. All right, if you're still overpaying for wireless, it's time to say yes to saying no. At Mint Mobile, their favorite word is no. No contracts, no monthly bills, no overages, no hidden fees, no BS. I said yes to making the switch and getting premium wireless for just $15 a month. Mint makes it simple. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. You can even bring your own phone and keep your same number and all the contacts. All right. What makes Mint Mobile different? I love the fact that you're getting the same quality service that you had before, but for a fraction of the price. Ready to say yes to saying no? Make the switch at mintmobile.com/LockedOnNFL. That's mintmobile.com/LockedOnNFL. Upfront payment of $45 required, equivalent to $15 a month. Limited time new customer offer for 3 months only. Speeds may slow above 35 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Taxes and fees extra. See Mint Mobile for details. Sunday edition of the old Locked On Lions podcast here. Lions fall to the Eagles 16-9. Locked On Podcast Network, the #1 sports podcast network. Thanks everybody for being with us here on this Sunday evening. Full week of shows coming up as we preview the New York Giants coming in for a Sunday Fox 1 o'clock game. If it's Kenny Albert and Jonathan Vilma, so sorry if it is. I'm going to the game. The legendary Batdorf family is putting me up. I will be there. The missus is coming with me. We will be live and direct from Brush and Adams this coming Sunday. So if it is Vilma, I'm Vilma free. I'm hoping it's not, but you never know. He dropped another 6-7 today on that London game or wherever they were playing overseas this morning for the Dolphins Commanders game. That dude is just a clown show. Oh my God. And how about Collinsworth tonight? Yap. Just nonstop chatter. Chris, take a breath. Please take a breath. I can't believe the Lions punted with 5 minutes to go, and Collinsworth, who commented on just about everything tonight, didn't say anything about the Lions being down 2 scores and punting. Now, it turned out it worked because the Lions stopped the tush push, and credit to Kelvin Sheppard and that Lions defense. They were fantastic tonight. But I was a little bit surprised that wasn't brought up on the broadcast. Our guy Mike Tirico was awesome as always, and I was so excited for this game. And I loved the physicality of it. I love the defensive intensity. I love the playmaking. I know the wind and the snow at the end tonight, or at least spitting rain, played a factor. But I can't remember a game where Jared Goff played this poorly. And he's had some bad games. I'm not giving up on Jared Goff. I think Jared Goff is good. When he's pressured, it's trouble. And like I said tonight, 38% precision rate for Goff. Completion percentage is normally in the 70s. He's number 1 coming into today in completion percentage. But 14 out of 37, including an interception, which was batted in the air by Jordan Davis, who had 3 passes deflected tonight and into the arms of Cooper DeJean. But every time the Lions defense was asked short field, whatever, to make a play. They did. They did. They got it done. Dan Campbell after the game, and I want to get a couple of quotes here. On third and fourth down struggles, quote, it was just one of those days. He didn't feel like Philly did anything too exotic or anything that they could not handle. He said that Goff and St. Brown were a little off. Said it was a rarity that they don't connect. That is true. Didn't like the Rock Yassin penalty at the end. I wouldn't tell him to do anything different. Rock did a great job. I mean, the Lions tonight played without DJ Reed, without Terrion Arnold, without Kirby Joseph. And yet they were right there with the best team in the NFL in Philadelphia. So Eagles are 24-3 in their last 27 games. That's a damn good team. And Vic Fangio, their defensive coordinator, is tremendous. Tremendous. They've held their opponents the last 2 weeks, Green Bay and the Lions, to 16 points. I think they held the Bears to like 16 as well earlier in the year. The Bears. Oh my God. Do the Bears win every game at the end of the game? They block a field goal in Vegas. They win on a walk-off field goal today. Every Bears game, they win at the end. 7-3. Who had Ben Johnson all alone in first place in week 11. That game, that week 18 game, that could decide it. I mean, look, Green Bay is going to want to have a say in this thing too. But I just got a sneaking suspicion Lions, Bears, first weekend in January could be just like last year, Sunday Night Football. It's very possible. Very possible. But water's going to find its level. Chicago's won 5 games where they've trailed with 2 minutes to go or less this year. They've won 5 of those. That cannot continue. The Vikings almost scored too early today. Minnesota scores. I don't know why I'm breaking down Lions, Bears, Vikings, but Minnesota scores to take the lead. They kick off, and Duvernay brings it back to the 30. Like, come on, guys. Cover a kick. Speaking of that, let me talk about the defense. Kelvin Sheppard deserves a ton of credit. Do you realize that your Detroit Lions defense is top 5 in terms of yards allowed, average yards allowed, 280 or so a game, is 5th best in the league. They held Jalen Hurts to 135 passing yards, no touchdowns. They held Saquon Barkley to 83 yards on 26 carries, no touchdowns. Devontae Smith, he's so great. 1 catch, 8 yards. Dallas Goedert, 2 catches, 24 yards. Yes, A.J. Brown had 7 catches, but they were for 49 yards. Lions defense played great tonight. So what more could you have asked for? Short fields, midfield, everything. They were right there. Rock Yassin played a great game. Amik Robertson, awesome. Tyleik Williams showed up tonight. And you just completely squandered it with an inept offense. Jameer Gibbs was phenomenal. I mean, what do you say about him? 12 carries, 39 yards, but receiving 5 catches, 107. Got him in the screen game going. So Jameer had a total of 146 total yards. Guy's a stud, but you can't have one guy doing the job. And I got news for you. We talked about it on Friday. Sam LaPorta going on injured reserve really hurts. Really hurts. That back injury must be a lot worse than we think. They missed him. Brock Wright was fine, but tonight you could tell Goff did not have his security blanket in LaPorta, and they better get that straightened out. Better get their rent straight at tight end. Brock Wright tonight had 2 catches, 8 yards. J-Mo, man. I mean, come on, dude. Oh, but it's a dumb rule. It's a dumb rule. Yeah, it probably is. The league allows the defense to get a turnover, and they run the length of the field toward the photographers and pose and take pictures. J-Mo scores a touchdown, which was a great play, and then runs up and just jumps on the goalpost and kind of hangs there like Spider-Man. And flag 15 yards. Bates has to kick a 48-yard extra point, and of course misses it. And you got to be smarter than that, Jameson. But what do you want me to say? It was a stupid thing. He said my bad on the sidelines. That's the J-Mo experience. But he's not going anywhere. He's going to be here, and when he touches the ball, he's electric. But got to be smarter than that. And okay, I'll get to the special teams after this. I got to take another break. The special teams is a mess. Kick coverage sucks. Kick return, terrible. Punt return, where was Raymond going tonight? Missed extra point. Kicking the ball deep so that the Eagles were getting it at the 35. Like, special teams been sloppy lately. And I love Dave Phipp. Dave Phipp's awesome. It's not been good. Kick returns have been brutal all year. We'll get to that and game balls next. Eagles 16, Lions 9 on Locked On Lions. All right, NBA is back. There's no better place to get in on the action than FanDuel, America's sports betting partner and leader of the NBA. Even if you missed the start of the game or you want to ride the hot hand, FanDuel has live bets on everything from who will score next to fourth quarter comebacks. Plus, you can even combine your live bets into a same-game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout. It keeps every game exciting, especially when your team's making that late push. How about our Detroit Pistons? Best record in the Eastern Conference. They play tomorrow night against Rick Nation. Yes, Rick Carlisle and the Pacers are coming to the LCA. Want to put some money down on the game? Want to check it all out? You can do so at FanDuel.com and do whatever you want with the Pistons. They've been playing unbelievable basketball, and they've been shorthanded. No Cade, no Duran, no problem. This team is killing it. I love George Blaha. Right now, FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. So head to FanDuel.com to sign up and play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Lions lose tonight to Philadelphia, now 6-4 on the year as the Eagles knock them off 16-9 at Lincoln Financial Field. Injury-wise for the Lions tonight, I know Tate Ratledge and was banged up. Tristan Colon had to come into the game. Otherwise, the Lions were okay. Sam LaPorta, like we said, is going to be on IR, and they're not sure how long he's going to be out. He's going to have to miss at least 4 weeks. The hope is that this week, for the Giants, the Lions will get Josh Paschal back, maybe even Marcus Davenport, DJ Reed. That would be a good thing for sure. So we'll have to wait and see. But tonight was just not a good night at all for this Lions offense. I mean, 3 for 18 combined on third and fourth downs. They've had issues on third and longs all year. Drop passes, poor throws. And Dan Campbell goes 0 for 5. 0 for 5 on fourth downs. Got to, at some points, take the points. But the one that was the closest, where you'd have a chip shot field goal, if Goff hits Brock Wright for the touchdown, where he was wide open, we're sitting there talking about a 13-13 game and what a great call it was. Special teams, like the fake punt. I mean, I guess you don't like the call, but like you snap it to Grant Stewart and he just runs into the line of scrimmage, like just dives into a pile. Like, dude, what was that? Just poor execution. Poor execution. And I'm well aware with all of the injuries, and even a guy like Patrick O'Connor now is hurt, that you're losing guys on special teams, but man, just poor. All right, let's hand out some game balls. Jameer Gibbs, of course, gets one. He was the entire offense tonight. 5 catches for 107 yards, rushed the ball for 39. So 104 46 total yards again for Jameer Gibbs, just making big play after big play tonight. He gets a game ball for me. As far as on the offense, that's it. That's the only game ball I'm handing out on the offense. On the defense, did you watch Jack Campbell tonight? Especially on those tush-push plays? 15 tackles tonight for Jack. 7 solo, 1 TFL. He was tremendous tonight. Jack Campbell gets a game ball from me. You know what? A good game tonight? I'm telling you, they got to re-up this dude and bring him back and keep him around. Contract extension time for Amik Robertson. That's my guy. I love Amik. My boy Turner Batdorf, everyday listener. He knows. 3 tackles, all solos, 1 tackle for a loss, 2 passes defended. He was blanketing everybody. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. I loved the performance tonight from Amik Robertson. I thought he played pretty darn well tonight. I'm going to give a game ball to, I'm giving one to Rock Yassin. He was good. He was good. 6 tackles, 5 solo, a pass defended. BS call at the end of the game. But I'm giving one to Rock Yassin. He's really improved. It's a guy that, run out of town in Indy, wasn't a starter there, went to San Francisco, signed with the Lions, and look, he's a backup corner, but he played a good game tonight. Lions defense was really good. Love the way DJ Reader was playing against the tush push. Tyleik Williams had a good game. Aiden Hutchinson didn't have his best night, but Roy Lopez had a half a sack. Did they give him a full sack or a half a sack? Let's see. Half a sack with Hutch. But all in all, defense did its job. That Eagles offense needs work for sure. But they're 8-2 and best team in the NFC right now. And again, if the season ended today, which it doesn't, the Lions would be out of the playoffs. San Francisco would be the 7 seed, and the Bears would be the 3. Long way to go. Next 3 at home. We will discuss it this week. We'll have the crossover with Patricia Traina, host of Locked On Giants, Thursday. Sprinkle in some other surprises. As the Lions fall tonight on Sunday Night Football, 16-9. Thanks, everybody, for making us your first listen. We're back tomorrow with the PFF grades and more right here on Locked On Lions.